Helltide in patch 1.1.1 is so good. I got so much awesome loot in one participation. During this video, we will find out if Helltides are better in patch 1.1.1 and if the increase of monster density makes Helltide more viable. And of course, I'll show you all of the loots I gained every time my inventory fills up. And let me tell you, it doesn't take long before the first awesome item drops for me. But before we get into that, let me give you a bit of a background first. If you're new to Diablo Helltide, basically it's a unique world event that lasts for an hour. It morphs a region in Sanctuary into a hellish landscape, and this morphed region spawns higher level demonic enemies and environmental hazards like meteor showers. You would want to do Helltides because enemies here drop a unique currency called Cinders, which are exclusive on Helltides. These Cinders can be used to unlock Helltide chests that contains everything from rare, legendaries to even uniques. But besides the chests, killing the enemies themselves provides a large amount of experience on top of a chance to drop, you guessed it, items up to legendaries or even uniques. I was able to open the first big chest and fill up most of my inventory in the first 16 minutes. Let's see if I got anything good in the first quarter hour. It looks like out of the 23 equipments, 17 of them were sacreds and only 6 were ancestral. Among the 6 ancestrals, only 2 were legendaries and the rest of the slots were filled with gems and hearts. Our best haul on the first bag is this awesome mount skin. I'd say a mount skin is worth 16 minutes. Let's go back to the Helltide and see what else we can get in the next few minutes. Here, let's talk about the monster density. A big factor that made me want to play Helltides again was the fact that monster density was increased for it this patch. I'll show you a raw clip of how much enemies are in the path that I'm taking. By the way, if you're not aware, there's a big chest in the Helltides that has, in my opinion, the best loot. It also costs the most. The location of this chest is random but can be found on a website called helltides.com. That is what we use to know where the chest spawns, and we basically pin that location and kill everything from the waypoint to the chest. The increased monster density made it so that killing everything in between a waypoint to an event to a chest is now viable. Before the patch, the best practice was to basically spam events and if possible just ignore the monsters in between. With the increased monster density, there are now more monster dropping cinders, experience, and items that killing everything has become extremely rewarding. 8 minutes have passed and so far we found one unique and have earned enough to open another big chest. Because the first 2 chests have a timer tied to them, we had to go straight to the chest the moment we had enough to open it. After the timer runs out, the first 2 chests disappear and 2 more chests at another location spawns. So as of this video, you could potentially open 4 big chests per event. We finally opened the second big chest, but our inventory is not yet full, so we farmed a few more cinders while we waited for our inventory to fill up. We just went and killed everything from the chest to the next event, waiting for both the inventory to fill up and for our cinders to reach 250 so we can open the third chest. After a few more minutes, it was finally time to head back and see if the loot was worth our time. This time around, we spent 19 minutes before we could fill up our inventory and we gathered a total of 375 cinders which we used to open one big chest. In total, we had 21 equipments, 9 of them are ancestral and among those ancestral, 2 of them are legendaries. And the best thing we got is this ancestral unique helm. So far, we had 1 mount skin and an ancestral unique in the 30+ minutes that we played Helltide. With the way things are going, Helltide seems to be very much worth the trouble. Let's get back and try to get more big chests and let's see what we'll get. At this point, it's been about 40 minutes and we have enough cinders to open almost 2 big chests. Which is great because this means we can get the maximum of 4 big chests and probably a few smaller ones before the Helltide ends. Now we check the website and are now looking to go to the final big chest. Depending on the time, we might as well kill a few enemies and do a couple of events before we get there. 8 minutes have passed and we have gathered more than enough for the big chest, which means we're probably in a position to open my second preferred chest, the chest of weapons. Let's open the big chest now and head to the weapon chest after. So in total, we got 4 big chests, or to be specific, 4 tortured gifts of mysteries for 250 cinders each, a tortured gift of heavy weaponry for 150 cinder, a tortured gift of chest armor for 75 cinders, a tortured gift of handguards for 75 more cinders, and of course, we got lucky enough to be able to finish one final event before the Helltide ended, which also dropped a few legendaries. Not to mention an ancestral unique again. For the last inventory update, among 33 equipments, 13 of them were ancestral, and among the 13 ancestrals, 6 of them were legendary, and 1 was unique. But upon checking stats, only the unique dagger and the max roll legendary aspect on the chest armor were usable to me. Overall, what we got from the Helltides were a huge amount of experience from killing a bunch of monsters and doing events and opening chests, a bunch of gold from both monster drops and from selling equipments, some crafting materials from salvaging the equipments they dropped, and on top of that, a mount skin and 2 ancestral uniques. I'd say based on this run, Helltides are way worth it, especially now that the monster density have increased. Helltides have become an overall positive experience as a player, and I'd definitely be doing more of it in the future. If you guys had fun watching this video, as much fun as we had making this video, then don't forget to hit that subscribe and share the video with your friends. Take care, guys.